Are you tired of that storage almost full notification? We all are. In a world drowning in data, where do we put it all? For years, silicon chips have been our go-to, and then came the fascinating idea of using DNA, the blueprint of life itself, to store information. DNA is incredible, offering mind-boggling density, but what if I told you the story doesn't end there? What if scientists are now looking beyond asterisk DNA into a whole new universe of molecules to hold our digital world? Today, we dive into the expanding molecular toolkit for data storage. Forget just DNA. We're talking about a revolution. First up, let's talk about synthetic polymers. Think of them as custom-built Legos for data. Unlike DNA with its fixed four-letter code, scientists can design these polymers from scratch using a vast array of building blocks. This means more flexibility, potentially higher storage densities, and even better durability. Imagine polymers engineered to be super tough, resistant to almost anything the environment throws at them. We're talking about storing a zettabyte of data, that's 250 billion DVDs, in just 10 grams of material. The data is written by creating specific sequences of these building blocks and read using techniques like mass spectrometry. Researchers are even figuring out how to pinpoint specific pieces of data without reading the whole molecule, and how to edit, erase, and secure this polymer-based information. This isn't just science fiction, it's the cutting edge. Next, let's consider proteins. Yes, the same molecules that make up our muscles and enzymes. Proteins, with their complex 3D shapes and diverse amino acid building blocks, are also stepping into the data storage arena. Some proteins, like one called bacteriorhodopsin, are even showing promise for optical data storage, using light to read and write information. And get this, scientists are exploring protein cryptography. Because proteins are so diverse and hard to clone perfectly, they could offer incredibly secure ways to store sensitive data. Some are even thinking about protein-based storage that could self-destruct if someone tries to access it incorrectly too many times. How cool is that? But the exploration doesn't stop there. Scientists are getting incredibly creative. Imagine tiny paramagnetic molecules acting like microscopic RFID chips. Information is encoded in how these molecules respond to a magnetic field, and it can be read remotely without even touching them. Another fascinating idea uses mixtures of small, distinct molecules. The presence or absence of a particular molecule in the mix represents a 1 or a 0. Then there are molecular dyes. Think of a super advanced inkjet printer, depositing tiny dots of different colored dyes onto a surface. Each color or combination represents data, read by a fluorescence microscope. This method could be stable, dense, and offer fast read and write speeds without complex chemistry. Now, this all sounds amazing, but it's not without its challenges. Making these new molecules and reading the data back isn't cheap or super fast yet. Ensuring the data stays accurate over long periods is also a big hurdle. For synthetic polymers, figuring out how to make them on a massive scale, affordably, is key. But researchers are on it. They're developing automated systems, new reading techniques, and clever algorithms for error correction. Think about epigenetics in DNA, where chemical tags modify DNA without changing its sequence. Ideas like that could inspire faster, cheaper ways to write data in these new systems too. The journey into molecular data storage beyond DNA is truly just beginning. We're talking about weaving data into the very fabric of matter. It's a quest that promises to redefine not just how much we can store, but also how long it can last and how secure it can be. The future of data is looking incredibly small and astonishingly powerful. Thanks for tuning in.